Now, because you watch and hopefully are subscribed to this channel, I want to try to do you a favor, and I want to give you guys a little bit of an edge here over your peers. I want to go over some fragrances that are going to almost basically guarantee to have you smelling significantly better than them. And the way we're going to achieve that is by choosing things that are a little bit out of the ordinary. We're trying to avoid blue fragrances and aquatics and your typical fresh scents. Nothing wrong with any of those that I just mentioned. I'm a big fan of all of those categories. But if you really do want to have the edge over your surroundings, you want to try to go with some of these, because most guys aren't going to want to take the chance by wearing some of these, because to the average everyday person, these could be a little bit daring or a little bit out there, when in reality, they're not that hard to pull off at all. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some fresher leaning ones in here for you guys who do want to go that direction, but they're significantly different than a lot of the others out there. So I will provide links to these to discounters down below. As I reference prices through this video, it's going to be discounted prices. It's always best to try to save money whenever you can, and that's the place to be. Speaking of saving money, I'm posting deals on my community tab all day long, every single day. So that's where you want to be to get some deals and find some rare and discontinued, hard to find stuff. And if you want to get those deals via email so you don't miss out, you can sign up at the link down below. Let's kick this one off with Robert Graham. This is going to be Fortitude, so the name is actually on the bottom if I can get it situated. Now, these fragrances don't really get a lot of talk. They were rumored to be discontinued, but Robert Graham's official website still does sell them. They're like $90 or $100. However, you can get this one right now for $58 for, I believe it's I don't know what size we're looking at, 100 mil. So 100 mil, $58. Considerable amount of savings here off that retail price, and it is a really, really impressive scent. Now this one here has tobacco, tonka bean, and patchouli. It smells fantastic. Very rich, very heavy, sweet, smoky. It's impressive stuff, especially at this price. I mean, to be fair, it's really good for what you get at the retail price, but this discounted price, it's even better of a pickup. I mean, it just smells fantastic, rich, luxurious. The presentation is very attractive, super classy looking stuff, nice detailing all around, and you really can't go wrong with this. I can pretty much guarantee no one else around you is going to be wearing this, and you are going to smell amazing. So let's go ahead and pop a fresh one in there for you guys who want to maybe just keep it fresh. You want to keep it clean. You want something that's going to be more versatile, or maybe you're just into fresher fragrances, but you still do want to go after the premise here, which is to stand out and smell better than other people around you. Then I would recommend going in this direction. DIOR Homme Sport 2021. It has lemon, aldehydes, LME, pink pepper, woody notes. It's not your typical sport fragrance. So initially when you see the name, oh, a sport scent, that can't smell different or unique, but this one really does for sure. Unlike any other sport scent out there, and being real, it's unlike any other citrus scent out there really, because the way the lemon comes across in here with the aldehydes, it's so light and airy, but also punchy and tart at the same time. The woods is giving it a nice masculine approach and a little bit of a clean smell, kind of a soapiness to this one as well. And it also has a mature smell that a lot of other sport scents do not have. And kind of building off of this here, while you may think of your typical sport scent as something that you would wear to the gym or activities where you're working up a sweat, that sort of thing, this one here might not actually be the best for those sport-like activities, believe it or not. Sounds kind of counterintuitive, but I would more save this one for your day-to-day activities where you're not working up a sweat, just going to work, running errands, that sort of thing. You just want to smell clean and fresh, but still better than a lot of other people. Check this one out. I'm going to try to pick up the pacing a little bit more here, and we'll get through these. Stronger With You Leather. So I had to sneak in kind of a sweet, modern bomb for primarily my more so younger audience out there. However, the leather version will kind of make this one a little bit more broad spread. because you do get that chestnut and vanilla, that sweetness, kind of that gourmand smell, but the leather backbone gives it more of a masculine depth, a little bit more richness, and a more full-bodied approach to this DNA, and ultimately I think it makes it a little bit more refined. Still doesn't take the cake for me. Absolutely is always going to be my favorite pretty much, but this one really comes in not too far behind it, and I think it's a great fit for this video because it branches off just a little bit more. This stuff here is super unique, and you could probably go with just about any in this line. Some of them are getting a little bit hard to get, and I'm talking about Hugo Boss The Scent. This is Absolute. You could go with Private Accord if it's in stock. You could go with the Scent Intense if it's in stock, which I believe both of those are not in stock right now. I think they're just a little bit kind of elusive here. Hopefully it's not discontinuation, but really who knows anymore. But this one you can get with relative ease pretty much everywhere. I will link it down below. But it's got Maninka fruit, it's got vetiver, a little bit of ginger up top, kind of a sparkling, fresh, semi-sweet ginger. The Maninka fruit is what really makes this one stand out. It does have a sweet, fruity smell, of course. Nice, modern, general woods in here. I think it's a fantastic fragrance. Nothing else out there smells like it other than other fragrances in this line, but I'm talking from other brands and everything else. This one, or this DNA rather, really stands out and it'll make you smell super unique. Let's keep it moving with ISSEY MIYAKE NUIT d'ISSEY Parfum. I know I've talked about this a ton. I really do, and I apologize, but I love this. This is one of those scents where every single time I smell it, I just like it more. And it's almost frustrating. I'm like, man, you know, what is it about this scent that keeps getting better? Because every time I smell it, I pick up on different nuances. It kind of presents itself in a different way. I don't know what it is about it, but I just get more and more hooked on this stuff. Tonka bean, leather, vanilla, and patchouli are some of the main notes. So it has kind of that typical modern base, the tonka vanilla, those go together like bread and butter at this point. I've said that many times. But the leather and the patchouli bump up the masculinity of the scent, make it a little bit more heavy, a little bit more full-bodied and rich, and it really provides some balance to that overwhelming sweetness accord of the tonka vanilla. So it really kind of evens out. Kind of has a mysterious dark edge to it, a little bit of a smokiness even from how the leather's coming across, and the patchouli for that matter. A nice evening out scent. It would be a great date night scent if you are going to be a little bit more daring with your approach perhaps, or just for evenings out at the bars, clubs, partying, whatever it may be. But this stuff has a really nice special edge to it that if you're not taking advantage of this yet, you definitely should. It's a parfum, it's got great performance. I can't recommend this enough. Let's keep it moving with L'Homme L'Intense by Yves Saint Laurent. Now this does go by two names, L'Homme L'Intense and I believe L'Homme Le Parfum. I believe. I do think they changed it to one or the other. If you get it on discounters right now, it's L'Intense, which is this bottle. I have both and they're the same. So I don't know what made them change their mind. It's kind of a little bit confusing, but don't worry about it. Just get L'Homme L'Intense or Le Parfum. It's got this ambery color bottle to it and you'll be set to go. Now this has prominent notes of ambergris, orange blossom. You get a little bit of a kind of a woody, creamy smell underneath all of that. So it's a really interesting mixture of kind of having a fresh top note from the orange blossom, a little bit of a sweet ambery accord to a heavy extent, and then just some nice woods and that sort of thing. It's a nice, unique take on the L'Homme DNA. You still do get bits and pieces of L'Homme in here, but just a different approach in a way that doesn't resonate with the vast market like the original would, or even La Nuit de L'Homme to some extent. That would definitely be more widespread and well accepted than this. So do keep that in mind. A little bit more daring or out there. I don't even want to call it daring, but it's just different. So proceed with caution, but I do think for people who do have the confidence to pull this off, it's going to work incredibly well for you. And if you want a sweet vanilla scent and that's all you care about, well, get Club Black by Mercedes-Benz. Vanilla, benzoin, ambroxan, one of the best designer vanilla fragrances on the market with great performance as well. And I'll pretty much leave it at that. I've said all that needs to be said about this a million times. So seriously, if you have the chance, check this one out if you like vanilla. Up next, one of my favorite designer houses. I have such a vested love for this brand. I don't know what it is about it. When I was first starting out, seeing these fragrances talked about had me interested, and there's always just been something kind of intriguing about the brand and about the fragrances that I've liked. And just from the very beginning, I've always just had a lot of respect for this brand, honestly. It's John Varvatos, and this is vintage. So it has tobacco, fir balsam, some other aromatics going on in here, woods. I mean, there's a ton of notes you could really dive into, but I like it because it's a nice kind of green, not too terribly smoky tobacco. A little bit of a kind of a balsam fir woodiness. It kind of smells like a gentlemanly, masculine outdoorsman type of fragrance. I really like it for that reason. It's a little bit more traditional, and it just has something special about it to me. I'm a big fan of the whole brand, like I was getting back to here, and I think this is one of the better ones that you could still get on discounters for a price that isn't super marked up. Definitely check this one out if you're on a bit of a budget, but you still want to stay super unique. Running down to the end, Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir. This is the Eau de Toilette Extreme. So this one has a generalized top note of citruses. You've got some musk, vetiver. There's, I think, some other woods in here as well, cedar wood and ice. So that kind of matches the really, really cool frosted glass to not frosted glass gradient. It's actually really cool. You guys know, if you've watched the channel for whatever reason, frosted glass bottles just get me excited. Not in a weird way, but I really do like frosted glass. But I also like the look of a sleek, smooth glass, and this kind of gives you the best of both worlds with the nice gradient. Love the deep blue. I mean, the bottle is really, really cool, but the scent is even better. Very brisk, crisp, refreshing, clean, smells great. You really cannot go wrong with this. I don't think you can offend anyone with this, but at the same time, it still is different. It's not like any of your other typical freshies, and that's why this got put in the video. And we'll finish it with another sweet scent. This one here from AZZARO is the Most Wanted, just the original Most Wanted. Has toffee, ginger, I believe, and tonka bean, sandalwood. I think this is one that they only give you 3 notes. I can't remember for sure. So some of these I don't even know if they're listed, but I do get what I said there, kind of a chocolatey, toffee, gourmand smell, creamy sandalwood base, a little bit of a sparkly, bright ginger top note to kind of break it up so you're not just getting bombarded with nothing but sweetness right off the top. I think it's really, really good. I like this, I like Wanted by Night, and I like the Most Wanted Parfum. That is the 3 ones that you really need to get. You could even forget about the original. You could forget for sure about Tonic, and that's really it. So just basically get most of them. They're all really good, but I don't know. I just kind of want to feature this one here. It's unique for what it is. This will make you stand out. It might be too sweet for your average dude out there, and that's where you can come in to fill the shoes and wear this one and get all the compliments. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. 10 fragrances that are pretty much guaranteed to have you smelling better than whatever everyone else around you is wearing. You know, sometimes you just got to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Branch out and try some things that maybe you wouldn't normally think to try. Maybe you're a little bit uncomfortable to try out in public, but it's worth it. I actually remember starting out a while back, 5 years ago. Which I guess isn't that long for some, but it was kind of, you know, a little bit awkward to branch out into new things and wear them out. You know, you just don't know. But I can pretty much guarantee if you wear these, people are going to notice that you've put in effort to set yourself apart, and that's going to be beneficial. Links will be down below. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.